It was a regular Friday evening when I received a notification on my phone. Your Amazon package has been delivered. Excited, I rushed to my front door, expecting to see the small brown box waiting for me. But to my shock, it was nowhere to be found. At first, I thought maybe the delivery guy left it at the wrong doorstep. So, I walked around my porch, checked the bushes, and even peeked at my neighbor's yard. But there was nothing. Confused, I pulled out my phone and double-checked the delivery details. It clearly said, "Delivered to the front door." My heart sank. Someone had stolen it. Frustrated, I decided to check my security camera footage. My house had a small CCTV camera facing the entrance, mainly for safety reasons, but I never thought I'd actually need it for something like this. I rewound the footage to the time my package was marked as delivered. As I pressed play, my eyes widened. There she was, Karen, my nosy neighbor, sneaking onto my porch and snatching my package like it was hers. She looked around, making sure no one was watching, then quickly grabbed the box and walked back to her house as if nothing had happened. I couldn't believe it. Karen had always been a bit of a troublemaker, loud, rude, and always complaining about something. But stealing? That was a new low, even for her. My blood boiled. I had proof. There was no way she could deny it. The question was, how should I confront her? I took a deep breath, trying to calm myself down. I didn't want to storm over to Karen's house in anger. I needed a plan. First, I saved the CCTV footage on my phone and made sure I had a clear view of her face and the stolen package. Then, I decided to test the waters. Maybe, just maybe, she'd admit to it if I confronted her casually. So I walked over to her house and knocked on the door. A few seconds later, Karen answered, her usual fake smile plastered on her face. "Oh hey, what's up?" she said, pretending to be friendly. I got straight to the point. "Hey Karen, I got a notification that my Amazon package was delivered, but it's not there. You wouldn't have seen anything, would you?" I watched her reaction closely. Her smile twitched, and she blinked a few times as if trying to think of an excuse. "Oh no, I didn't see anything," she said, shaking her head dramatically. "Maybe someone else took it?" I crossed my arms, tilting my head. "Are you sure about that?" I asked, keeping my voice calm but firm. She nodded quickly, looking more nervous by the second. That's when I pulled out my phone and hit play on the CCTV footage. The color drained from her face as she watched herself stealing my package. She stammered, oh, that's not me? That must be someone else." But it was too late. She was caught red-handed. "Karen," I said, my patience running thin. "That is literally you, wearing the same clothes you're wearing right now. You stole my package. Just admit it." She opened her mouth, then closed it, realizing there was no way out of this. But, instead of apologizing, she crossed her arms and said, "It's just a stupid package. Why are you making such a big deal out of it?" That was it. I wasn't going to let her get away with this. It was time to take things to the next level. I couldn't believe her attitude. Not only did she steal my package, but now she was acting like it was no big deal. I took a deep breath, trying to control my frustration. "Karen, it's not just about the package. It's about the fact that you stole from me. That's a crime," I said firmly. She scoffed, rolling her eyes. "Oh, please. It was probably something cheap. What was it? A pair of socks?" I clenched my jaw. "Actually, it was an expensive electronic item," I lied, just to see how she'd react. And just as I suspected, her eyes widened slightly before she quickly tried to play it off. "Oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about," she muttered, glancing away. That confirmed it. She still had my package. I wasn't going to let her get away with this. "All right, Karen," I said, stepping back. "If you don't want to return my package, I'll just report the theft to Amazon and the police. I have the footage, and they'll handle it from here." I turned to leave, but before I could even take a step, she panicked. Wait, she blurted out, suddenly nervous. "There's no need for all that. Let's just talk." She laughed awkwardly, but I wasn't laughing. I raised an eyebrow. "Are you saying you suddenly remember something?" I asked sarcastically. Karen hesitated, then sighed dramatically. "Fine. Maybe I did take it. But I was just keeping it safe for you. You know, in case someone else stole it, she claimed, as if that excuse made any sense. Oh, really? I said, crossing my arms. Then why did you lie about it just now? She stammered, struggling to find an answer. I didn't want you to think badly of me, she finally blurted out. I almost laughed at the irony. Too late for that, Karen. I shook my head in disbelief. Karen, do you even hear yourself? You literally stole my package, lied about it, and now you expect me to believe you were keeping it safe for me? She folded her arms, pouting like a child. Ugh, fine. I took it. But it's not like you were in a hurry to get it anyway, she snapped. I was done playing games. Where is it? I demanded. She huffed, then turned around and stomped back into her house. A moment later, she returned with my package, completely ripped open. My stomach dropped. Karen, what the hell? You opened it? I said, grabbing the box from her hands. The packaging was torn apart, and inside was my brand new pair of wireless earbuds, clearly used. The case was smudged with fingerprints, and the earbuds weren't even in their original plastic wrap. Oh, come on, don't be dramatic, Karen scoffed. I just wanted to try them out. They're really good, by the way. You have great taste. My hands tightened around the box. This woman was unbelievable. She didn't just steal my package. She actually used my stuff and had the audacity to act like it was nothing. Karen, this isn't borrowing. This is theft. You literally stole and used my property, I said, my voice rising. She rolled her eyes. Relax. You can still use them. It's not a big deal. That was it. I wasn't letting this slide. You know what, Karen? I was going to let you return this and move on, but now I'm reporting you. To Amazon and the police. Her smirk disappeared instantly. Wait. You don't have to do that? We're neighbors, she said, her voice suddenly nervous. But I had zero sympathy left for her. She made her choice. Now she had to face the consequences. Karen's face turned pale as she realized I wasn't bluffing. Come on, don't be like that, she said, forcing a nervous laugh. It was just a little mistake. No need to bring the police into this. I crossed my arms, staring at her. A mistake? Karen, you stole my package, lied about it, and used my earbuds. That's not a mistake. That's straight-up theft. She started pacing back and forth, rubbing her temples as if I was the one causing her stress. Okay, she muttered, thinking. Then, she looked at me with an exaggerated sigh. How about this? I'll buy you a new pair, okay? Let's just forget this ever happened. I shook my head. That's not how this works, Karen. You don't just replace stolen goods after getting caught and expect no consequences. Her fake smile vanished, and suddenly, her true colors showed. Wow, so you're really gonna ruin my life over some stupid earbuds, she snapped, her voice dripping with entitlement. Do you even know how hard things have been for me? I barely have money, and Amazon is so expensive. You don't even need them as much as I do. I was stunned. Was she really trying to guilt-trip me for stealing my own stuff? Karen, I said slowly, if you couldn't afford them, you should have just bought a cheaper pair or, I don't know, not stolen mine. She threw her hands in the air. You're seriously acting like I robbed a bank, she shouted. It's just some headphones. I shook my head. You know what, Karen? This conversation is over. I pulled out my phone and started dialing. The second she saw me call the non-emergency police line, her eyes widened in panic. Wait, she shrieked. You don't have to do this. I'll do anything. But it was too late. She made her choice, and now she had to deal with the consequences. Karen lunged forward, trying to grab my phone, but I quickly stepped back. Are you serious right now? I snapped, shoving my phone into my pocket. First, you steal from me. Now, you're trying to stop me from reporting it? Do you even hear yourself? She let out a frustrated groan. Ugh, you're being so dramatic, she whined. It's not like I broke into your house. I just took a package off your porch. Big deal. I stared at her in disbelief. That's literally porch piracy, Karen. It's illegal. She huffed, crossing her arms. Fine, call the cops then. See if I care, she spat, turning around as if she was done with the conversation. But the second she realized I was actually making the call, she freaked out. Wait, 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 wait! She spun around, her voice suddenly desperate. Okay, what if I pay you? Like, double the price of the earbuds. Would that make this go away? My jaw clenched. So now she thought she could bribe me out of reporting her? Unbelievable. No, Karen, I said firmly. It's not just about the money. It's about the fact that you thought you could steal from me and get away with it. If I let this slide, what's stopping you from doing it again? She opened her mouth to argue, but I cut her off. Number, I'm done talking. You brought this on yourself. She stood frozen, panic flashing across her face as I finished my call. Yes, I'd like to report a stolen package, I said into the phone. Karen's mouth fell open. Are you really doing this? She whispered, her voice shaking. But I didn't respond. It was out of my hands now. Karen stood there, her face turning red with a mix of anger and panic. She shifted nervously as I gave the police my address and a brief summary of what happened. The moment I hung up, she exploded. I can't believe you really called them, she shrieked, throwing her hands in the air. I stayed calm, shoving my phone back into my pocket. Believe it, Karen. Actions have consequences, I said firmly. You had plenty of chances to make this right, but you chose to lie, steal, and now you're acting like I'm the bad guy. Her breathing grew rapid, and for a moment, I thought she was about to have a full meltdown. Then, just as suddenly, she switched tactics. Her eyes watered, and she fake sobbed. Please, she whimpered, clutching her chest like she was the victim. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was desperate. Her voice cracked, and she sniffled dramatically. I wasn't buying it. Karen, you literally bragged about using my earbuds 5 minutes ago. You weren't desperate. You were just entitled, I shot back. Her crocodile tears dried up instantly, and her face twisted in rage. You're a horrible neighbor, she hissed. I was just trying to survive, and you're ruining my life over headphones. Before I could respond, a police car pulled up in front of my house. Karen's entire body tensed. She took a step back, looking like she was about to bolt. But I wasn't about to let her escape. Looks like it's too late for more excuses, I muttered, watching as the officer stepped out of the car. Karen froze as the officer approached. Her confidence had completely vanished, replaced by pure panic. Good evening, the officer said, glancing between us. We received a report about a stolen package? I nodded. Yes, officer. My neighbor, Karen, stole my Amazon package from my porch. I have CCTV footage proving it. I pulled out my phone, ready to show the video. Karen, however, went into full meltdown mode. This is ridiculous, she shrieked. He's blowing everything out of proportion. I didn't steal, I just borrowed it. The officer gave her a skeptical look. You borrowed an unopened package from someone else's porch? He asked, raising an eyebrow. Karen faltered, then quickly changed tactics. Okay, fine. Yes, I took it, she admitted, her voice shaking. But I gave it back. He has it now, so what's the problem? She threw her hands up, as if that was a valid excuse. The officer turned back to me. Sir, do you have the footage? I nodded, and played the video. Karen visibly shrank as the officer watched her sneaking onto my porch, stealing the package, and walking off like nothing happened. Then I showed the package itself, the torn box, the used earbuds. The officer sighed, putting his notebook away. All right, ma'am, he said, turning to Karen. You do realize that package theft is a criminal offense, right? Karen completely lost it. What? You can't be serious, she screamed. It was just headphones. Am I supposed to go to jail for that? The officer stayed calm. Well, that depends, he said. But porch piracy is a serious crime. I need you to come with me so we can sort this out. Karen's face went ghost white. No! No! You can't do this to me! She wailed. She turned to me with wild desperation in her eyes. Please, tell him to stop. We're neighbors. But I just stared at her. And you should have thought about that before stealing from me. Karen's breathing became frantic as reality set in. Please, officer, this is insane, she whined. I can't get arrested over something so small. But the officer wasn't having it. Ma'am, theft is theft. You stole someone else's property, lied about it, and only returned it after you got caught. That's not a small thing. She turned to me again, her face twisted with anger and desperation. You're really gonna let them take me? Over headphones? She spat. You could have just let this go. I shook my head. And let you do it again? Or to someone else? No, Karen. You don't get to act like you're the victim. Karen's expression changed again, this time pure rage. You're such a horrible person, she shrieked. I hope your life falls apart for this. She was shaking, her fists clenched. But then, as if realizing she was making things worse, she suddenly dropped to her knees, clasping her hands together. Please, I'll do anything. Just don't press charges. I sighed. I wasn't a cruel person, but I also wasn't about to let her walk away scot-free. Officer, what are my options here? I asked, keeping my voice even. The officer nodded. You have the right to press charges, and given the evidence, she could face fines or even a misdemeanor charge. However, if you want, you can let her off with just a warning, but that would be your call. Karen's head snapped toward me, eyes wide with hope. See? You can just let this go, she pleaded. Come on, we're neighbors. Just say it was a misunderstanding. I looked at her, thinking about everything she had done. The lies, the entitlement, the complete lack of remorse until she realized she might actually face consequences. Could I really just let her off? I took a deep breath, staring at Karen as she sat there on her knees, desperately waiting for my decision. A part of me wanted to be the bigger person, to just walk away and let her suffer with the embarrassment alone. But then I remembered how she had lied, manipulated, and even tried to guilt-trip me after getting caught red-handed. If I let her go now, what would stop her from stealing again? I turned to the officer. I want to press charges. Karen's face completely crumbled. No, you can't do this, she screamed, trying to lunge at me, but the officer quickly stepped between us. Ma'am, calm down, he warned, pulling out his handcuffs. Tears streamed down Karen's face as she thrashed in place. This isn't fair. You're ruining my life over headphones, she wailed. But no amount of screaming was going to change what she did. The officer guided her toward the police car as she continued yelling, calling me every name in the book. You're a terrible neighbor. I hope you regret this. But the truth was, I didn't regret it. As I stood there watching her get taken away, I felt a strange sense of relief. This wasn't about the earbuds anymore. This was about accountability. Karen had spent so long thinking she could get away with whatever she wanted. But today, she learned that actions have consequences. Karen was later charged with petty theft, and though she didn't go to jail, she was fined and forced to attend a theft prevention class. She also avoided me like the plague after that, which was honestly the best outcome I could have asked for. As for me, I got a replacement pair of earbuds from Amazon, and I invested in a bigger security camera, just in case Karen or anyone else got any ideas. Message to viewers and readers. If someone ever steals from you, don't let them get away with it. Whether it's something small or something big, people need to learn that stealing isn't okay. Always stand up for yourself and, most importantly, get a security camera. You never know when you might catch a Karen in the act.